Yo, 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 what's going on, great people in all of the great land? It's your guy, Nicholas Wilcox. It's your guy, Johnny Main. Johnny, say what's up to the great people.
What up? What up? Y'all see me out here tonight repping the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah, we see that all right.
Yeah. The only team that ain't let me down or breaking my heart. You know what I mean? Shout out to the UT Vols and shout out to the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know what I mean? Making it tough for me to sleep last night. So I woke up this morning and I was like, you know what? You know who hasn't broken my heart? Yet. Exactly. But I mean, that's to be determined because John Moran is like, he's all but traded in my mind. So I said, you know what, man? I'm feeling like home today. I feel like, let's go, man. Let's do some Memphis Grizzlies stuff today, man. So what up? Happy Monday night to everybody. For sure, man.
We out here, the fantasy football show, baby. MNF Football Pregame out here. Giants, Patriots, waiver wire, week 14. The road to winning a championship is here. You know your favorite fantasy football homeboys got y'all covered. I've been covering y'all all season. You know what I'm saying? We got Caleb. Yep. I'm reading the chat. What up, Caleb? So I call him something else for some reason. Grizzlies is the Fuzzy Bears. That is me and my girl favorite team since she loves fuzzy animals.
You know what, Caleb? You actually are with me, man. Like, like I'm picking up what you putting down here, man. The last couple interactions, I appreciate that for sure. It's almost like I needed a fantasy hug, and I'll take one from here, man. I appreciate it. I'll take it.
I love it. With that being said, we're gonna break it down. We also got the showdown lineup. We're gonna go over for DraftKings tonight. Looking to get some money for y'all. We got the bets as well. You know what I'm saying? We got y'all covered, like I said. Any questions y'all got, because it's going to be a pivotal moment of the season right now for y'all, whether it's y'all racing to the final, you're trying to just get yourself in there, or you're literally, it's survival mode right now for you right now. Win or go home starts this week for you. We got it all here for you. So if you ain't done so, please like, subscribe to the channel. Please tell your people about what we do for y'all on a weekly basis, twice on Sunday, here on Mondays. You know what I'm saying? Just been breaking it down for y'all all season. It's a long season in general when giving you guys the content, the juice, and the sauce, but we've been doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like Johnny as well. Big clap to this guy because, without him, I'm barely existing. So this is my guy, my road dog. You know what I'm saying? So give a shout out to all y'all. For everybody that comes in here, we appreciate y'all, all the love that was supported throughout the season thus far. We really appreciate it, but now it's time to get down to brass tacks for real, because now it's the serious moment of the season where every decision comes down to you getting to a final in terms of moving forward to a championship or dying, and that's something that we want to make sure not everyone can be a champion, but we want to get as many people to the promised land there as possible. So that being said, again, we appreciate y'all. The pick is in, the podcast is in here. Okay, what up, y'all? Monday night, you know what I'm saying? New YouTube page is up. So we'll definitely come support y'all for real.
Already on it, man. Y'all already got one from me, man. Y'all got one from me before we hopped on, man. I got y'all. Okay. It's all love. Yeah.
First, see, there we go.
Yeah.
I gotta catch up. Perfect.
Yeah.
But we definitely will have a great show. Definitely come back and tune up to the replay and stuff like that. So we appreciate the love for sure. And that being said, should I drop Trey Tucker and get Brissett since I have Herbert?
He just keeps calling him Brisket. That's all. I noticed that the other night, like last night, I was like, maybe it's just like a typo, but like, no, I think like he self-dubbed him.
No, people call him that. Brisket, Brissett.
Yeah, been eating good off of it, so why not?
Totally. Quick answer is yes, because you don't know. You just want to have that situation more locked up in that regard. I'm hungry. This guy. Listen. Okay. Gonna break it down for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Heading to week 14. Again, pivotal moments in this situation for y'all. So we got you covered. Bye weeks upcoming. Last week for the buys here are as follows. So after tonight's game, Patriots, Niners, Panthers, Giants. So if you had Drake May, he's been on the heater for most of the year. You might want to find a way to see what other decisions you may have to make for the QB upcoming. Brock Purdy, if you have him, whatever. I hope you've been surviving because he hasn't been the greatest quarterback lately. And yeah, there's other decisions here. Obviously, Jackson Dart, you have him potentially. The running backs for the Carolina Panthers, McCaffrey's here, of course, Kittle. There's a bunch of names here. Henderson, obviously. So there's a lot of potential names that if you are in the midst of, again, if it's a win or go home for you situation upcoming, you got to have some tough decisions because it's the last bye week of the season. So again, we'll break that down for y'all. Week 14 waiver wire, and here we go. Following guys are just about under 50% of sleeper leagues for the most part at QB. If not, they're a little bit over, and they're probably readily still available. But these are the following guys that we have here on the list. Yo, check this, Johnny. Just hear me out, right?
I'm all ears.
If you were to tell me there's a QB3 from this past week on this list, who do you think it would have been?
Well, the problem is that, I already have access to it. So, I looked at it and was thinking the same thing.
Who is?
Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
The QB3 of Week 13.
I don't
before the Monday Night Football.
Yeah, it's not even the QB3. This is what does it for me. It's against who he did it against. That's the most impressive part is that piece right there. So you factor that in with Mariota, Bryce Young, and Tyrod Taylor is 3, 4, and 5 for the week so far at this point. Again, just like we drew it up in August, man. I got Bryce Young on I'm pretty sure you're familiar with it, but
in the week, though.
The Warrior Bowl, Bryce Young is my quarterback, bro. I have Patrick Mahomes and Bryce Young. He was my third quarterback because I took Justin Fields and I just now, as it's starting to register. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I am going to need to go get a quarterback, this week in that league, man. But what week 13, shit's crazy, bro.
Yeah. Lucky or unlucky week 13. So that's just kind of how it's set up.
Yeah.
There's still no signs of Jaden Daniels practicing upcoming yet. So yeah, that's also in the cards. Can he do it again though, Marcus Mariota? Can he do it again? He gets Minnesota this upcoming week in the Dome. So what do you think about that? What do you think about these other guys in this list? Obviously CJ Stroud, you know what I'm saying? So is on here too. There's a few names that that have had some pretty decent, a week or so, but even Tyrod Taylor, you know what I'm saying, can he do it again? It's if we're trusting any of these guys here, who's the one that you're entrusting here that you're
it would probably it would solely be based off of matchups would be the big thing, would be the big thing for me. So Tyrod gets the Dolphins, so that's mildly appealing. The Vikings, I don't know. JJ McCarthy's supposed to be back. I think I seen something today that popped up on my watch at work that
you want to start him though.
Look, all the names that are on this list here, I'm just just going through it. Most of these guys are probably gone. Maybe the one guy that's probably not gone would be and this is the best case I would think, in my own mind, would be maybe Trevor Lawrence is still hanging around out there. Maybe that's the best situation you have, but all the rest of these guys, it's scary. Shador, he's playing against the Titans. This is not a good place. This is not a good place to be, man. I would Trevor Lawrence would be my pick of quarterbacks. I'd mentioned it, on the show last week and on Sunday and last Monday, just as far as his performances, QB10, QB12, and most recently QB7. So I think for me, if you're looking for a QB1 and you're in a situation where you have any of those guys who are on bye next week and Trevor Lawrence happens to be there, I think he absolutely by far is the best guy to go with. Bryce Young is, he's going to be on a bye next week. So he's not, so he's not going to help you. And then, CJ Stroud, maybe Tyrod Taylor. That's probably how I would prioritize him. In no particular, like I said, Trevor Lawrence first, and then kind of want to say I would feel okay with Tyrod Taylor being the next man up for me. Like as wild as that sounds, because I'm pretty sure he made somebody a milli yesterday. So
Talked
yeah,
about it on Sunday. That wasn't the craziest idea to have.
no.
It wasn't based on the price tag and stuff like that. So it wasn't like the most out of galaxy space idea to have. But
no. But
like
yeah,
you said,
Trevor Lawrence, yeah, that'd be my guy though.
yep, I understood that too. That makes sense. Yeah, I was gonna say Tyrod Taylor because he overall has like the game managing ability, like similar to Mariota. It's just more that the matchup, the Vikings blitz the the most in the NFL. They're on the road, and it's just not the best matchup on paper. Once again for Mariota, and could he do what he just did against Denver? Yeah, he could. What a freaking wild game that was. But in terms of like, can he do it again? I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? There's not. I'd rather just roll with Tyrod Taylor, like you said, like division game. Jets ain't playing for nothing, but it's still like a situation that with Tyrod, you just feel a little bit more safer right now at this time of the season than Mariota, because the ugly Mariota could show up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like 3 picks, Mariota. Oh, yep, barely any rushing yards. Yeah, we knew it.
Yeah,
we knew it. And then I'm out of the playoffs if I had to rely on him as a quarterback. So.
Well, the primetime games, man, they bring the best out of everybody, man. Like we've seen that, like we've seen it all year long, man. I don't have like a lot of like definitive data to support this, but I would guarantee they're probably some of the bigger upsets that like obviously like we see them in the 1 o'clock window and the 4 o'clock window as well. But like those island games, Sunday night, Monday night football, like we've seen some doozies for sure, man, in that space. So yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, just it's all about matchups now moving forward as best we can on paper. So unless we're seeing something, unless the data's pulling us somewhere, it might be different. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all we can do at this point. Next, we have the running backs. So there's just not much here. Blake Corum's first guy that comes to mind because of Kyron leaving the game. It was like what, third quarter or something like that. He left with an injury, and we didn't know his status for a while. And then he pops up, comes back in the game later. Still ran for 72 rushing yards. Blake Corum, 81 yards rushing this past week on it was 11 carries. So yeah, like, is this a situation for the Rams now? Are they gonna really split this situation up now? Like, tail end the season now, doing something funky here, or is it like, is it just like a one-hit wonder type of thing?
I don't think it's like a one-hit wonder type of deal. I mean, Blake Corum's been playing about like 30% like anyway. Right. And even if you like look right at even like a guy like Derrick Henry, right, who finishes running back 10 on the week, that was really all he played was 38%. That was it. And that's crazy to like say out loud, but like that's what it is he literally played 38% and Blake Corum 33%. So like I think it's one of those situations now where like, yes, like, do we have to monitor it? And like, remember, man, like, just like obviously like having a lot of time just to like kind of like reflect on like, decisions and thought processes and things like that from like the preseason and even from like the previous season. Like Blake Corum was a guy that 2 years ago, man, like people were drafting aggressively, like not Travion Henderson and RJ Harvey's team, but like they were drafting him like aggressively. And McVay, like he does like him. And again, like, we talked about, man, Kyron, it's solely been a volume thing. Like that's what's got him there. But I think too, like, right, like we're at that point time of the year that you start to see like other backs like be involved in like, for a team like the Rams who still have Super Bowl aspirations, although like they absolutely smoked me in my survivor pool. You got to think that like keeping one or both of these guys healthy, or at least like upright, like going into the playoff stretch is really critical. So like, I would not be shocked if like we continue to see a little bit more from Blake Corum as we continue to move down the stretch, whether it is to like, to keep Kyron upright or whether it's just to have a more explosive weapon in the run game. You know what I mean? So I think it's one of those things that, yes, like I think we should expect to see a little bit more. And even just like if we just look at the playing time, just in general, that's kind of where he's been hanging out at, is pretty much around like 30% playing time. And he's had a couple of double digit carries as far as week 7, week 9, and week 10. He had those. He didn't have that this week, but he was able to do something with them. So Kyron Williams is not going to be going away like anytime soon. Like, do I think like he's a viable fantasy option in season long? Maybe next week, just because they're buys, maybe. But like outside of that, I don't know.
It's really tough to depict, right? Because so you want to have a guy like Corum on your bench just in case something like does happen that way, but also like you're running the risk of like just kind of burning an extra roster space, knowing that this Corum might not have this type of opportunity moving forward, especially with the matchups upcoming. So it's like it remains to be seen. But he's someone that like I wouldn't go aggressively go grab him, but he's someone like after the waiver run, it's like if he's still there or whatever, you throw a few bucks or whatever at it, no problem. I think there's other guys we've been here regurgitating a little bit here because there's just not much left in the waiver wires when it comes to running backs. Like this is just the time of the year. But someone that's interesting because we got to look at this the Dylan Sampson injury news. But Jerome Ford is someone that is not a sexy name at all.
No.
Just pretty boring. It's like eating oatmeal every morning. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I know. It's awful. But yeah, I mean, look, he's someone that, there's going to be some type of receiving work unless like really it's Judkins' time to really be the full workhorse 3-down running back. But I know they've been hesitant to kind of put him in that role consistently. But I think Jerome Ford is for someone that, deeper formats and stuff for Jerome Ford is someone that's, definitely interesting. Ray Davis is the same vein as like Blake Corum because, I know that the Buffalo Bills ran all over the Steelers. But we can't expect that every week in terms of like usage for Ray Davis unless something really crazy happened to James Cook. But it's something that again, just the running backs, like if you were just fortunate enough just to have good running back like depth, which every season you should always try to have, like this time in the moment, like there's not much we can like assist you with running backs, like unless based on your individual waiver wire, but that's just kind of how it goes. To receivers we go. Because now Amon-Ra St. Brown not playing this week with the injured, the ankle sprain in general. Thursday night game as well, so quick turnaround. Even though they had technically like 6 days technically. But that being said, Tesla is someone that people talked about in the preseason stuff like that, like him having his moment. And this could be his moment upcoming because, again, with all the tight end injuries going on in Detroit as well, it's like now it looks like Detroit may have to spread that ball even more through the air, because there's not going to be much tight end depth. Like, I'm the tight end guy. It's like I can't really tell you who's going to start in Detroit, like Ross Detweiler maybe. But
I can tell you this. I can tell you this about Detroit. Like, I found a good stat about them. Like when I was like kind of trying to figure out like some stuff for Thanksgiving, like. I think over the last 2 weeks, I think they've only ran 12 personnel like one time, like in the last 2 games. So like there isn't even a tight end. So like that would make sense as the tight end guy. You're like, I don't even know who. Like the reason why you don't know who is because like never heard of her. Never heard of her.
That's like Tom Kennedy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, well, we're going deep in our bag here.
Yeah.
But that being said, I mean, Tesla shows up in the list. Devon Vele, someone that was left over in Denver and then switched on over to the Saints, like, is an opportunity there to see what it's made of. Obviously, DeSavion Wicks, the real Green Bay receiver. That's not Romeo Doubs. That's not Christian Watson.
The shade continues. The shade continues. Got
busy on Thanksgiving. Like, I'm not too sure if we can rely on that moving forward. Matthew Golden potentially coming back as well, but look, it's week 14, and like Matthew Golden has just been people that were like, Matthew Golden, the next JSN, like I don't know. There's still time for it, but not much time left. And that being said, and then I had Jalen Coker here, but he's gonna be on bye, but he's someone that you should just keep your eye on because he's definitely bona fide wide receiver 2 in Carolina, and then in the thick of the playoff race, like there's going to be opportunity for him down the road. Obviously, not going to forget about Adonai Mitchell. It's like 1 week is Mechie, the next minute is Adonai Mitchell. He finally puts it all together, right? Over 100 yards receiving. One of the few receivers to do that this week. Just like we predicted.
This week was a joke.
So definitely some receiver options here. Don't want to forget about Jaden Higgins at all either. Still finding footing in Houston consistently still. So, yeah. What do you like here, John? What do you think?
If I had to pick out of this group of very attractive, high-end wide receiver options.
High-end, he said.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. But man, there's like, this is ugly, man. It's really ugly for week 14. I would probably look into like the Christian Kirk, Jaden Higgins situation. Honestly, that's probably where I would go. Like, been a fan of Christian Kirk's just in general, like throughout his career. I know like he's had some hit or miss moments for sure. But even like with Jaden Higgins, like same thing, man. Like I just think like, we talked about the Texans and just like what they've been able to do like over the last handful of weeks. So I'm comfortable operating in that space. And then, I mean, they do have the Chiefs, right? So you got to think, that's a big game, man. Just kind of thinking about that, like on the surface. That's probably where I would go to, man, would be one of those Texans wide receivers. Again, just because like it's been there, Christian Kirk, like for whatever reason, the last couple of weeks, like it's kind of started to click for him in this offense. Higgins, like he's seen quite a few targets. I also like Isaiah Hodgins as well. Like he's somebody that and it'll be interesting to see what happens tonight with Jackson Dart in this offense as far as like the passing game goes. That'll be very interesting. And Tesla, like I do like him for sure. I think like they really look for him a lot, like when he's down like towards the red zone. So like I think it's one of those situations where it'll be interesting to see because all of a sudden now J-Mo's starting to like emerge. I think I seen like a crazy stat, like he was either like wide receiver 12 or wide receiver 16 over the last 4 to 6 weeks, and he's had 2 games where he's had 0 points. And so like, so if you've waited on him or like, if you've waited on him or your team has been, or, if your team is in a situation, right, where you're hanging around, like that's a good problem to have here for the next 2 weeks is a Detroit Lions wide receiver coming off of a loss, looking to, to put up some points as that offense, traditionally does. So good situation to have, but I do think Ike, I think he's very touchdown dependent, man, out of this group.
Yeah, I mean, look, where we go, right? It's like I think my thing is, I guess I'm gonna probably just go with the guy with the opportunities, like the guy that has going to have a little bit more of a role moving forward. That's between Adonai Mitchell and Datavion Wicks. Devon Bailey. Both of those guys for me kind of feel like they're boundary receivers in offenses that we're not in love with, obviously. But the opportunity and volume is going to be there. And I hear what you're saying about Houston. I like Jaden Higgins for sure. That's next to who I would go with. But if I'm in a position where I definitely need a receiver, and I might be in the next week or so, where it's like I'm looking for guys that are going to potentially get more volume, and in offenses that are going to be a little bit more like, all right, we need somebody just to step up. I think both of those guys we could be looking at both of those guys as like potential, like, dark horses in terms of, this guy came out of nowhere and produced for me, and that's why I won a championship. So it's kind of like looking to swing for the fences now at this point. Luther Burden also falls in that category as well. It's just more about like it's still splitting between all of the receivers and the tight ends now in Chicago. So that's where it becomes like, not as not as opportunistic. Unless it's like, again, he has a blow up game out of nowhere. Like it's all about Luther Burden, which could happen, but it's still like a lot of weapons still in Chicago, like we talked about all year long.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing with like Devon Vele though. Like I think like that's my hang up with him. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, like it's New Orleans, like it's Olave's still there. You know what I mean? Like Jawan Johnson. So like I think it's a very similar situation that like you're looking at, like whenever you talk about like those guys. And like two, like I mean, like just the pedigree of like wide receiver, I guess, like would be the other thing, like as well. But like, I mean, I hear you. Like, I mean, like they got Tampa Bay next week, so like we all know like what that could potentially mean in a game like that right there in a division game. So like, it's a lot to be said, man. But God, I just want to give all praise to God right now for not being in a sticky spot right now to have to like deal with any of these wide receivers, man. Because it is like, well, I've said Hodges, man. Like, damn, he's out on the bye next week too, man. So like, you know, so like, yeah. So it is gross out here, man. It is gross.
Yeah. Welcome to week 14, people.
Jeez, I'm crow.
Welcome to week 14. Tight ends we go, right? So Isaiah Likely, huh? 5 catches, 95 yards on Thanksgiving. Fumble that should have been touchdown, but hey, we'll give it to him.
Yeah.
It's just Baltimore is just such a weird beast, right? It's like your boy Zay Flowers showed up for everybody that had him.
Man, do not get me going off. I probably went on like I don't want to like incriminate myself, but I went on a rant today at work multiple times.
Did you know?
Multiple times. There's a guy that works there. He's
multiple times.
Yeah. One time with a Cowboys fan, one time with a Steelers fan, another time with a Jets fan. I was like, he's like, hey man, the Jets fan, hey man, you ain't gonna speak to me. I said, no, not today. No. Not today. Because I don't want to hear your shit. No, I don't. Dallas fan is like, oh, well, yeah, I was like, oh, well, we still ain't gonna make the playoffs. I was like, just don't talk to me right now. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me about.
You didn't want to hear it at all.
You sitting there with my wide receiver out here scorching earth, to quote you. And yeah, anyways, tight end. Let's not do it. Let's not do it right now. Tight end.
Oh, that was funny. Nobody.
No.
Likely Schultz is still hanging around some waiver wires. Taysom Hill, we're kind of waiting on it, and it's just like I'm starting to get a little impatient with it because it's like, man, like
same.
They're just not using them like I thought you would be at some point. It's just kind of like, man, like ugh. But Kobe Parkinson's gonna have the opportunity, what I'm saying, to still showcase himself, obviously. And he did so. Just didn't find the end zone this past week. But Brenton Strange, what I'm saying, is the hot pickup of the week. But I was already on, if you read my article, we were already on that. So so kudos to me, because I told y'all. But I think Gunnar Helm is someone that deserves some attention. Because back-to-back weeks of at least 7 targets or more. I know Chigakonko is obviously still playing there, and I know Tennessee's offense is absolute trash. But this is the time of the year where you gotta find, you gotta find the gold. You know what I'm saying? You gotta dig for treasure right now, and that's what we're doing. Lastly, Darren Waller's still here, and he came right back into the situation where he could be the second option via the pass, and I think that's someone that I would prioritize too. So, just AJ Barner's still here, and I want to give him his love, but it's like, man, like Seattle's had a bad game script this past week, so if people panic about dropping him, I like him as your tight end too on your bench, just to find out, because again, Seattle's stretch of games. We talked about the NFC West last night, where their schedule, they're going to be intertwining with one another, and they're going to be in competitive games. It's not going to be like that for the rest of the season. Like, if anything, I was like the easiest game Seattle probably played all year. So that was just kind of what it was. But I don't expect that to be happening moving forward. But yeah, I do like AJ Barner. Like, if he starts getting dropped everywhere and stuff, he's someone I would like to just have as a nice safety blanket as a tight end too, as well. So, any thoughts you want to give on this?
Yeah, no, Brenton Strange, ironically enough, like the week Stranger Things drops. Brenton Brenton Strange is a thing. Back again. So, well, I shouldn't say a thing. Like, it's probably been about 2 weeks. Yeah, bro. I appreciate it. Like, but that's fine. Like, if that's my calling card, that's fine. Like, I'll go in here and just go. Like, literally was like, I was in the shower and I was just thinking again. I was like, I could go off again. Like, I could go off all over again, just like with this. Is I like watched the press conferences last night, and TJ Watt's like, oh, well, like I've never seen a team, run the same play and get such big results, like play after play after play. Yeah, no, like I said, I'll say the, Camden Lions probably around 2002, 2001. Give it up to them for doing that, But yeah, Brenton Strange, I think like he's the guy that like definitely pops for me like on this list, and then followed by Darren Waller. That's the next guy for me. Talked about him on Sunday. Didn't really get there the way we wanted him to, but I think like at 4,000 on FanDuel, like it was definitely like a great thought. And then Gunnar Helm, same thing, like right, like looking at how the Tennessee Titans offense hasn't performed, but like seeing like his target share, his snap percentages, I was like, wow. I was like, okay. I was like, they clearly like have like a plan in place for this guy for sure. So like as you mentioned, Nick, you know what I mean? Like even though Chig is there, and like even though the Tennessee offense is, and like this is sometimes this is what it is, man. Is finding gems, man. In the dirt. So those are the guys that like I look at like overall, and I agree with you with Taysom Hill. I think like a lot of it is just kind of tempering expectations too.
Yeah.
Right. Like coming off of the ACL injury, and just not quite there yet. Right. And so like I think that's what it is. But yeah, those are the options for me when I look at tight end. And like Barner, he was a guy that like I was very lukewarm on for a long time, because like it just doesn't feel like he does anything that like really pops off the screen.
Right.
But like all of a sudden you look at the stat box and you're like, damn, okay, never mind, man. So like, like I think like he's my dark horse out of the I'll say he's my dark horse out of the group. And like likely, man, like we talked about it for the last 6 weeks. Lamar Jackson is still not 100%. He's still not 100%. And Mark Andrews' target share is declining year after year after year after year. And I think this is a very interesting situation like they have on their hands as far as like what to do like in the future at the tight end position, and or even just like at running back. Like I shouldn't say at running back, but like they have some decisions they have to make, even though they just paid Derrick Henry. So it's an interesting situation that they found themselves in for sure. But the great news for them is they play the Pittsburgh Steelers next week. So that'll be great.
Oh, boy. Playoff bound teams, get rid of any dead weight on the end of your bench. Use those roster spots to play defense against your future present opponent. Listen to these guys about what's about matchups. Yep. I mean, yeah, literally, we're playing a different game now. You know what I'm saying? So as the playoffs come, we're playing a different game now. So
either you're playing spoiler or you're playing DFS matchups. That's what it is. Like that's literally what it is, man. That's what I think about it.
Comes down to now,
Yeah, that's what I think about it as. Is it turns into a glorified DFS matchup.
It sure does, though.
So
you ain't wrong about that.
No.
For real. Ain't wrong about that, my guy. I am going to allow you to go to the showdown. So we'll pull that up for everybody. DraftKings. And along with that, we will be talking about Monday Night Football. Let me make sure the line didn't change on us before we talk about it. I think Nope. Nope. Everything stayed the same. Perfect. So Giants coming into the game 2-10 on the year. Foxborough, Mass for the Patriots, 10-2 record. Did anyone see this coming? No. So Patriots 10-2 on the year. The over-under right now 46.5, 8:15 start. Like dare I say it's like just like with the Rams, like it's I don't want to say it's a trap game, But this is something where if New England doesn't, put things in place early on, like you're going to give a window of hope to these Giants that are, again, like, Jackson Dart's still learning, obviously, stuff like that. But like, again, like this is still a professional football team and anything can happen. Am I taking the 7? No. I'm not in love with the Giants defense. Like they just play too much man coverage. They're a bottom 5 defense, playing too much man coverage, and they're a bottom 10 defense in pass yards allowed. So I'm really not like comfortable just like, and Drake May like destroys man coverage all year long. He's just been a really stable quarterback that knows how to not only destroy zone, but also destroy man. And the guys that benefit the most from man coverage is going to be Stephon Diggs and Hunter Henry. When they play man coverage, they get a boost to their routes run, and their overall target share goes up as well. So taking the Patriots, taking them to cover. The over-under is where it gets tricky. This is a slight under spot, I feel, because this could be just a spot where New England's like, all right, like we have the bye week upcoming, we're going to put it on them early, and then just kind of ease off a little bit through the run game. Stevenson's another week back healthy. Henderson obviously will be something that, to pay attention to, like how much workload you're going to give him, stuff like that too. But yeah, a lot to love about New England, and that's how I see it. Johnny, how do you see it, my guy?
Oh man, there's something about this game that's freaky, man.
13, of course, definitely freaky.
What'd you say? Yeah.
13, been already freaky enough.
Yeah, and I just all I can think about is I'm like, man, like the Giants are such a different team with Jackson Dart at quarterback. Like,
yeah,
they're super.
I mean, honestly, I'll be honest. Like Winston, these guys get, Winston was at quarterback, and there was constantly they lost like one possession games like both times he started, right? So
yeah. I mean, so so there we go. I think there's your answer. Like, I think like there's it just feels like, right? Like we just talked about like all of these things, right? Like we've talked about we've talked about like the Giants just as a whole. Like we've talked about how they've been able to hang around games. Like we've also talked about like what it means to get your guy back, and Jackson Dart is their guy. And like I think like that's the thing. Like with Jameis Winston, it's like Jameis Winston is great, bro. Like he's a great like bridge quarterback. But I think like right, like if you're banking on him to take your organization and be a playoff football team, like probably not so much. If you're banking on trying to find a way to make games exciting, trying to find a way to make your team competitive, right? Like Jameis is your guy. So like it just feels like this is a spot where like the Giants might have a little bit more to offer versus the Patriots. With that said, like I think I'm gonna take the Patriots on the money line. Like I picked them to win straight up, but like I wouldn't be shocked if the Giants found a way to cover tonight. Like I wouldn't be shocked at all. But like I like the Pats. It's kind of hard not to like the Pats tonight at home in this space. But I will go on record for saying it's week 14, man. I'm letting it fly. Like, yeah, I'll take the Giants with the +7 for sure. And then as far as like tonight goes, like, I think one of the things like I try to be very, very, very about my business on is
very about his business, folks.
Yes, very about my business. Tonight, like it's either Jackson Dart or Drake May. Like, and I think like that's like at MVP. That's the play. Is one of those guys.
Really?
And like, yeah, like I just think so because I think like the difference or like the problem, like not the problem, but like the situation I have is like Jackson Dart is going to give you something on the ground. If they get inside the red zone that like Jackson Dart is an option, right? Drake May, I think like it's a little bit different approach now. It's like, hey Drake, like say Drake, we got to keep you.
Hey yo,
like hey, like let's be smart about how we go about this, right? Like pulling it down and running like it's a different scenario for both of these quarterbacks. I feel like, right? Like, obviously the Pats have something to play for, and the Giants don't. So that's where I'm hung up at right now, is which direction do I go? And Jackson Dart is a lot cheaper, and we got some time tonight to play around. So let's see what it looks like if we go Jackson Dart. Then I think you definitely have to go Drake May in this space. And then this is where it gets really weird, because both teams, there's not a defined number one for both of these teams. They can spread the ball out everywhere.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you've got to there's definitely a lot of options to go with, for sure. So I don't know. I'll bring you in on one of these here to see what you think.
Sure.
Just overall, as far as a flex position play, what's a flex position play that you would feel pretty good about?
I honestly think that it just depends on game script right now, right? It's how I figure this going is, if New England obviously is going to come out and do their thing, then it makes sense to have both Stevenson and Henderson, because they should be benefiting from the overall game flow of the game, and both of those guys have opportunity to score touchdowns. So, 5K Stevenson makes a bit of sense for me, a bit contrarian to start out as flex, but it makes a ton of sense based on the potential work volume you can get and the potential touchdown you can have. You're gonna get a little contrarian already, because obviously people are gonna look at the box score and stuff like that. But again, Stevenson can come out and still have a decent role in this one, and I wouldn't be too shocked by it. But this is this. I feel like that's the shot you may have to take in a flex position like that. The other guy I think about in this spot is Mario Douglas, 4K, because it's more about we know, you just said, New England doesn't have a bona fide one receiver really. I mean, we could say Stephon Diggs, but at times it just feels like he's not the one that he'll be based on matchup. So that's where again, for me, makes a ton of sense for. But it's with Diggs, it's we'll have to find out. He's 8,800. He's a little bit more cheaper than your average receiver, so I think he has to be a spot that we may have to fit in here. Theo Johnson or possibly Hollins and paying down. But yeah, I like Hodgins too. I was going to get to that as well, because he's had back-to-back games of at least 6 targets or more. And he is 3,600. Yes, no, maybe so. Yes, no, maybe so. Hold on, I'm scrolling.
No,
I'm scrolling. And no, he's cheaper. Yeah, he is. No, yeah, he's 3,600. Yeah, let's go with Hodgins.
Okay.
Let's go with Hodgins as a flex, because I just think the volume can get there outside of Wan'Dale. I think Theo will have his moment too, but I think at the 3,600 for a guy like Hodgins, who's seen the volume lately, you're hoping that the volume continues, and you're potentially hoping for a touchdown. So,
okay, so Hodgins, and then at 6,500, this gives us some space now to do some different things. Okay, and then Jackson Dart is also he's number 2 as far as ownership, as far as captain goes. So obviously single entry, and one of the other things that's also kind of unique about showdown lineups too is going with underdogs players in the captain spot.
Totally,
can definitely give you some space,
especially with a guy like Jackson Dart that can run.
So. Well, Jackson Dart, and then too it feels just with New England being such an overwhelming favorite, Drake may be in the MVP, being in the MVP space. It just seems what a great time to get different. What a great time to get different. Yeah. So Travion, I'm pretty sure you want to be in that space. And then we got then let's see if we went Theo. I think we would just need another Patriot pass catcher.
It's real.
Yeah, so we could go to Mario Douglas, Austin Hooper, or Ramondre Stevenson on the Patriot side. Yeah, no. Unless like the only way, like I think like this lineup could get like completely drastically different is if we did go Travion at MVP.
Yeah.
And then I think like that could give us like some more space like to do, to do some other unique things. But that's the other thing though too, bro, is he's the second highest owned player at the captain spot.
And that's why I figured for this type of slate, that's why I figured it would be that. So it's kind of like, yeah, but let's keep Dart captain because because obviously everyone's gonna try to play Henderson at captain, like for
either Henderson or May. So like I'm cool with that. All right, so Dart, and then we got Theo. So like we do have a pass catcher. So really it's just about like what do we want to do like after this if we want to get completely different.
Play Kyle Williams at all?
No. I actually there is something else like we can do like while we're on here. Like I can't like bring it up here on my computer. I don't know why, but like they also have like the longest score tonight on DraftKings. So like I think that's something we can talk about once we get this kind of chopped up here. I think like it's either Pop Douglas for me. It's either Pop Douglas or like I'll tell you like another place like I was thinking about like no, I ain't gonna do that because that's just getting crazy.
I'm just trying to think of it. The Giants somehow make this a game, right?
Yeah.
If they somehow make this a game, it's like who else benefits outside of Henry and Diggs for me? That's where it's like for me, I'm like, all right, well, that's where my brain goes. Because like you gotta think about the other side of the coin of like, okay, if the Giants do this, whatever, it's like, okay, well, how are they gonna do it? And with who? And I think that's with Hodgins, and I think that's with what to say, it's gonna be with Hodgins, it's gonna be with Theo, like we have already here. So it's like who else here? Because how much we have left here?
5,800, and it's the like the highest price players we could go. We could go the Patriots, we can go Mondre, we can go Singletary, or we could take some kickers, or we could go to like a couple Patriot pass catchers. Because that's the problem. Like, or unless like if you move off that's the problem. It's like you move off of Travion, then that kind of like leaves everything like naked. And like right here, like I'm comfortable with whatever we do here, man, because like all these other spots, like they should hit, and like we're already taking a risk already having Jackson Dart at captain. Like being real, you know what I mean? Like we're already taking a risk. So like if we're taking a risk there, like at that space, and like we can go Pop Douglas, we can go. I even thought about the Giants defense, but that's just like asinine psychotic right there. Like, but again, like if you believe that the Giants have a chance tonight, there it is. Let's see Mac Hollins. See that? Yeah. So you know what, man? I'm just gonna do it, and I'm gonna go. Actually, I'm not gonna go crazy, but I'm gonna go Devin Singletary. Like, it's either all or none, and I'm trying to think of like another, like Ramondre, or we could play the Patriots defense, but like that kind of like zeroes out. It doesn't zero out the fact, but.
Should I drop Stevenson at 10-man? No.
Yeah. No. I'm actually playing him and Hunter Henry tonight. I need 17 points from the two of them. Yeah. All right. Okay, I'm just gonna do it, bro. This is it. I'm gonna go to Mario Douglas and call it good. And
okay.
Because otherwise I'm just an indecisive jerk. And
wow.
I might be a jerk, but I'm not indecisive. So tonight, so let's talk about this. Let's chop this up real quick, man. What do you think about tonight as far as like longest touchdown? I know you got some prop bets like you want to hit, like for sure.
Yep. Longest touchdown is always weird.
Yeah.
But the longest one is always like just tricky. I will probably go because it's based on yardage, right? It's based on yardage, right?
You don't want me to be a jerk right now, do you?
You can if you want.
The longest touchdown not gone off yards, gone off of hopes and dreams for those on DraftKings. If that's the case, if that's the case, mail me give me my money. If that's the case,
little $5 bet, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking there's a couple of candidates for me. Like I do agree with Chat. I do agree with Chat. I think Matt Collins is somebody like I would put in the mix for that.
I'll just go Isaiah Hodgins.
Okay. All right.
I'll just say Isaiah Hodgins. There's something about it tonight. I don't know what it is.
All right. Okay.
There's something about it.
All right. So you're going with him. So I'm either going to go Matt Collins or Keyshawn Butte. I'm going to go Butte.
That's a good one too.
I'm going to go Butte. I'm going to go Butte first. Yeah. I'm going to go Butte. Yep. Anytime touchdown. Keyshawn Butte. Shout out to Lane Kiffin. You know what I mean? Shout out to
Lane Kiffin.
yeah, because Keyshawn Booty from he from LSU.
LSU, yes.
Yeah, he from LSU. So, man,
why is he so expensive still though today on DraftKings?
Who Booty?
Yeah.
Booty. That's why. Like all the things we talked about, like the Giants being bad in all them spots, like. Listen,
does that just mean Kyle Williams though? Like,
bro, he's gonna get like it may be like because this is what I'll say. It like this in my defense, he's gonna get 3 targets max, and they'll probably take a shot. Like they'll probably take a shot. Like they'll probably take a shot. Oh man, yeah.
Easy with that bottle there.
Yeah, no, it's like I mean, I feel like he'll probably get 1 to 3 targets tonight. Like, obviously, one of them will be deep, but like just remembering too, like they got like all the pass catchers are back now. Like, like Diggs, Booty, Mac, Mac Hollins, Kyle Williams. There's somebody else I'm leaving out too in that group that's actually not bad. I think I just played him. I think he was just in the lineup. But like, there's like 5 different receivers that like they can throw to. Who am I missing? Diggs, Booty, Mac Hollins, Kyle Williams, and there's somebody else that like I'm missing out of that group. So there's like there's legitimately 5 wide receivers that you could play. And Booty, I think like between him and Kyle Williams, they're the 2 most explosive players, unless Travion finally decides to show up tonight and go absolutely nuclear, which would which would make sense for my team that's already been eliminated in my home league. Yeah.
That's rough, man. That's rough.
It is. All right. I'm done like ranting. I feel like I'm just like literally just
getting out of your system. All right.
Yeah, like the two leagues that are the most important to me are the 2 leagues that I'm eliminated from.
Damn,
Fans Classic, I'm cooked, and the worst
Bring it here, brother.
Fans Classic. Fans Classic, I'm cooked.
Yeah.
And I said, the worst part about all of this is just like it's not even
the worst part about all this.
The worst part about this is just like losing these games. Who we got? Bob Hope. Okay. Keep Cleveland or Rams. Also Pitts or Strange or Jawan Jennings PPR. See, like the Rams, who they got next week? The Rams got who they got? They got the Cardinals next week. Whew, shootout. And then the Browns, they got the Titans. Next week, I'm playing the Browns. I'm playing the Browns next week. Myles Garrett might sack Cam Ward 8 times next week, man. So like, I'm playing the Browns next week, and then I'll let you take this one, man. Like you, the tight end guy over here: Pitts, Strange, Jawan Jennings.
I need to see Pitts one more time, so I'm gonna.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
They're all good options, though.
Yeah, no, they are. They are.
Yeah, all good options there.
Yeah.
Cleveland. I mean, Myles Garrett himself alone.
Dude, he's gonna sack Cam Ward. He's gonna sack Cam Ward 8 times, and then like this is gonna be like I'm gonna have no choice but to respect Myles Garrett, you know what I mean, as he just like destroys TJ Watt in the personal battle that they have every season. But yeah, I was gonna say like my home league and like the Fans Classic, bro. Like it's like losing so many games so close and dealing with so many shenanigans. AJ Brown having to withstand that. Like, you know, actually I think I might have drafted Rashee Rice on 2 teams, having to deal with that. George Kittle and his bum hamstring. The guy that we won't mention who's got 3 letters in his name that for initials, we won't mention him. Like, and then I look for points scored on. Bro, I'm like 4th in the league. Like, just, yeah. So, anyways, just sour grapes.
When you get it all out, my brother.
Yeah.
When you get it all out.
For quorum.
Go ahead, bro. 60% of the prop shop on the year. We kicking ass. Right now in the week we are 8-6 in the week. We had 3-0 sweep last night. Sunday night football action. Hope everybody tailed on that. But again, props for tonight are as follows: Hunter Henry over 3.5 catches, and then Diggs 50+ receiving yards. This just goes again, but the matchup. Giants play, top 5 man coverage funnel, and again, these guys rip it up man coverage wise. So I'm gonna go with both of those guys because those are the guys that are overall the ones that take advantage of man coverage for the Patriots. Trevion Henderson over 64.5 rush yards. Giants are last in the run defense. This is how it's going to be. And I think game script wise is going to call for Trevion Henderson to get that job done for us. And lastly, again, more game script dependent here, but Isaiah Hodgins, 25+ receiving yards. Just going off the targets, going off that he's still talented, and going off that, Jackson Dart's going to need all of his weapons tonight. So this is something where I like for that spot. So that's what I got. Love the lineup, he said. Let's win tonight. Yeah, baby. Money.
Yeah.
They say get your money up. Do I like Diggs receptions? Yeah, you can go with Diggs receptions too. You can definitely go there too. I just went with receiving yards.
We missed one too. We got Bob Hope, Neil for quorum.
It's like the same thing, isn't it? Ain't it like the same thing?
Spider-Man.
Like the same thing, yeah.
Spider-Man.
No?
Spider-Man.
I don't know about Spider-Man.
Oh, you know the Spider-Man meme? Come on, what are we doing?
Of course I do, dog.
I was about to say, what are you doing? I'm ready to look and see real quick about Neil just overall just what happened, man. But I don't know. That's they got Tampa Bay next week too, right? Yeah, they got Tampa Bay. And we still don't know anything about Kamara yet.
We don't.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
it's fun times.
I'd say, man, don't do anything right now, man. Let's wait and see. Maybe we might get some news. But if we don't get any news, I'm kind of like you. I think I'm probably just gonna hang on to Devin Neal. As gross as that sounds, and I don't know what your situation is, because Corum's got 30% snaps. He's not going away, but we said, we don't know if he's a viable flex option. He's more of a stash. Neal is somebody that you almost have to play. You have to play him if your running back situation isn't the crapper. So, yeah.
Just I would probably just keep Neal for the moment, because he's the starter. If you could find a creative way to get Corum, sure, but I would keep Neal because at least he showed some decent promise out there. But
yeah,
tomato.
Mm-hmm.
Tomato.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, Johnny, favorite part of the show, right? Any final thought for the great people out there?
This song's dedicated to
Lord.
my homies in that gangster lean. Why you have to go so soon? That's all. That's for all my fantasy managers that
singing the swan song.
have officially been eliminated. But if you have not been eliminated, man, like, yeah, for sure. If you haven't been eliminated, man, good luck to you tonight. I hope like all your Monday night miracles come true, unless you're playing against me,
which I am. Give him the hammer.
Listen, you know what? I'm gonna get this one shot out, and then I'm gonna leave it alone. All right. But I'm feeling like Chris Jericho the night that he beat Stone Cold and The Rock in the same night. That's beating you and Brendan in like back-to-back weeks. And like I haven't heard a word from anybody. Nice. No, actually, I'll take that back. I heard from you. Like you showed some love.
Yeah,
but yeah,
of course.
Yeah. Hope your Monday night dreams come true. You know what I mean? Hope your Monday night dreams come true.
Hey man, just need Drake May to give me some solidified points tonight, along with Hunter Henry in that league. So I can be the number one and only number one seed with a bye and a little money in my pocket for being the point scorer of the regular season. So, yeah. So,
all right.
Hey, we both win, right?
Yeah. Well, listen, I want you to, like I said, I want you to do well, just not better than me. That's it.
Yeah. Let's hopefully make the playoffs, and then we'll really settle this.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's it. I'm cool with it.
Final thoughts. Like, look, hey. Yo, it's getting to that time of the year where it gets even more heightened, a little bit more serious. You know what I'm saying? And that being said, I look forward to it. There's a lot of leagues that we're probably in combined, and we better come away with some hardware, bro.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like, yeah,
you gotta bring it home, baby. Bring it home.
I know.
Bring it home.
I know.
You know, the regular season, yeah, but whatever. Get to the playoffs. No.
Yeah.
Business time, you know what I'm saying?
That's
winning season, baby.
That's it. Get my Andre Johnson on. You know what I mean? Straight business.
Give me that LT jersey. Give me on. Put it on.
Oh, I would definitely be The Rock. Like Nick is definitely more Stone Cold for sure. I would be The Rock for sure.
All right.
Yeah. Oh man.
No.
You know what it is.
I'm a beer swilling. That's so.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me do the head nod.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, like I said, man, that's it. I almost bought me a little fake Versace shirt the other day when the stores I was at, just based off of principle.
Hey,
I actually did buy like a little rock stuffy, and my wife was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "What are you?" She was like, "What are you doing?" She was like, "Did you get that for Naya?" I was like, "No." I was like, "I got that for me."
Don't tell me.
Yeah. Yeah. So. All right, man. Yeah, we got kickoff here in 30 seconds, bro. I'm ready to watch some football. I'm gonna have to put these hooligans down tonight too, man. So
hooligans down, he said.
Yeah, jeez. Tupac and Suge is what I like to refer to them as.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, we out of here, people. We will see you guys on Sunday. Anytime before that, please hit us up. Again, if you ain't liked the video, please do so. And we'll see you on Sunday. Peace!